vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Welcome everybody, welcome to the show. Let me introduce you to some dudes in case you don't know. First we got Aziz all the way from Kuwait. Always got a point when it's time for debate. Oh my Lanta, some call him Dan. Got the dad jokes in the palm of his hand. Poonsauce McNasty got his eyes on the news, got his ear to the streets, and he's down for the crew. Next up is Clown, the DIY king. Got a juice line and some coils that sing. Then there's a bear who's smarter than average, quick with a wit, his name Vapor Swaggins. Then there's the homie, we know him as Frames, and too many guests to remember the names. Together they make up this killer vape panel, so hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Vaping with the Ohmies.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vaping with the Homies. What's in the news, Poonsauce? Alright, guys. It's that time for Dan's Dad Joke of the Week. What is going on, Ohmies? Welcome back to another episode. I believe we're on episode 11 now of season 2 of Vaping with the Ohmies. So, of course, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in and hanging out with us as always. So, of course, before we get into our buffets and all that good stuff, we want to shout out our amazing sponsors as always. So, of course, here we go with the bumper. Bow! Huge shout out to our amazing sponsor, OMPH Project. Of course, check out their amazing juice lines. They've got Watson, the Fountain, and the Real Deal Custard. You guys already know how I feel about the Fountain line, so definitely go check out the other three. We're proud to, be partnered up with these guys. You guys will definitely also be hearing, first, anything coming from OMPH from us, because we'll be definitely getting our hands on it and letting you know all about it. And of course, another huge shout out to our other amazing sponsor, IVC Independent Vapor Company, always holding it down. Make sure you guys go over there, use the code Ohmies20 for 20% off your entire order. Go take advantage of it, guys. You guys can pick up some blast off if you want, some of that fountain coated. You can also pick up a bunch of other delicious juices from IVC themselves. They do have like Parade Maker, they've got Bubs, they've got a bunch of other ones like Bell Islanders. One of my favorites is like a blackberry lemonade. So definitely go check those guys out, and we can't thank them enough for for just supporting us and also giving back to you guys from time to time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and roll into those buffets, talk about what we're vaping on today. So I'm going to pass it off to my man Clown Vapes. What you got for us this week, bro?
Hi everybody.
Hey,
all right,
dude.
I'm just jumping into it. I got that guy right there. It's the Bolt with the Tabino on top. And in that, I got some of the last bit of my Turkish Harvest.
Oh, dude, I'm so jelly. I need some more right now.
There's like about that much left. It makes
How much apple is in that?
Not very, dude. It's like very mellow. I'm trying to remember what other juice. Did you ever try that Hometown Heroes apple one?
The apple cream custard?
Yeah. It's slightly more mellow than that one. All right, next I got the plug with the custom CS wood doors, Legacy on top. In that I got Transistor Corango. And then lastly, we're gonna go with the Pontus Skyfall. And in that I got Blue Goblin from the Witch's Brew. All righty, take it away, Overdrip.
It's pretty light tonight, boys. I got just some vanilla custard of my own, and that is in this RX Gen 2, the Boreas V2. I really like this RTA. I actually really like this setup. It's super comfortable, and I was using it all day, like driving around, so it makes it pretty easy. And then I have the BTFC on top of the El Thunder 2700. And inside, I have this stuff that I actually picked up at NVE. Like, I just got it tossed to me. Never tried it before. It's called, like, the Chubby Baker. And it says it's Nerdy Baker. So I think that it kind of tastes like Grape Nerds, actually. It's not bad. I've only dripped it once, and so far it's all right. I'll pass it off to Dunkel Croy.
What's up? What's up? How's everybody
Hashtag
doing?
Dunkel Croy.
Yeah. I know. Okay, first setup I got going tonight is my Brizzo with the APOC 25 on top, Gator board drip tip, and then whose coils are in there? AJ Holland's quad cores, I believe.
Very nice.
Side of there, where's the bottle? There you are. I got my homage to Aziz because I miss him. Some surf satisfying.
Some scissor.
Surf, yeah. And then next, this was one of my like main setups for MVE. I got my Cyclone Mods Evo DNA 200 with the gear on top. Inside of there, I got some Superb White Peach. Loving this stuff right now.
I need to get some white currant. Bad.
Then my new setup, I got big thank you to Vapor Swaggins. I got the SQ 18650 with a Hadley on top, and then inside of there, I got some free range vapor, Bad Mother Clucker, and is there anything else? I don't think I do. So that is it for me. Why don't we pass it on to the last but not least, James?
All right. I've got a couple setups for you guys this week. Of course, still rocking it with that Ruby 21 from Kennedy Vapor. Got a Blood Moon Chop Top on there from DHD. Inside, rocking some... Nope, that's the wrong one. This stuff right here. And the last little bit of the vanilla custard from my man himself, Overdrip, right underneath me. This is one of my favorite juices. You guys already know. I talk about it all the time. And I'm sad to see that bottle's going. Next setup, hashtag shed time. That's right. Aspamodco Monarch with the Turk V2. I just got another color change drip tip on top. It's the like dark bluish to like green, but it's more like a dark green to me. Inside got some fountain coated. This stuff is really growing on me, guys. Really loving this. It's like a cherry citrus slushy. Really dig it. Pretty close to Code Red Mountain Dew, but not quite spot on. And this thing right here, you guys seen it in the cloud check. Of course, I spiced it up a little bit now because I got a Stay Gold Chop Top on top of the Asgard 25 Mini Dealy on top of the Constant Contact Unicorn. Inside of this, rocking the last little bit of bottle number 12. I know I've been slacking, but I'm moving on to 13 as soon as I get a hold of some more. And yeah, next setup, you guys will be seeing this coming up this Wednesday. The Jackaroo mod is, you can see it's got a couple little scratches and scuffs and stuff on it because I did a little bit of a torture test on it. And on top, got the Rebirth RT8 with a Get Off My Lawn Chop Top tip. Chop Tops all around tonight because it's all about the Chop Top game. Inside,
I need some of those MTL tips,
Tango
man.
Melon.
That's what I need.
Dude, they're banging, bro. You need to check them out. But yeah, Tango Melon, because I miss Swags, because Swags not here this week. So I figured, I'd vape some Tango Melon today. And with that being said, that's it for the buffets and all that good stuff. Of course, I want to thank Chris for, hopping in and, taking over, because we are down a couple Ohmies this week. But, Dan will be back in another 2 weeks, guys. We'll be back every Monday hanging out with us because, his schedule got changed because he got some family stuff that he's doing. But he'll be back very soon. And we're still trying to get Aziz to come back, guys. We miss him. We want him to, maybe just one episode, bro. Just come hang out, dude. We miss you. Anyways, with that being said, we're going to move on to the next segment, and that's called What's in the News, Poonsauce.
Okay, so this week we have actually kind of a happier and a lighter kind of what's in the news because I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but recently started in like early July that the UK has done something that I thought I would never see in my lifetime. And it's something that all of us would want to see over here in the States and in other countries and all of that. 2 hospitals in the UK have now opened vape shops inside of the hospital. And the company, they started in 2 NHS hospitals in the West Midlands as part of their efforts to eradicate smoking, which is freaking awesome because the company e-cig Wizard and are over in the Sandwell General Hospital, and the West Bromwich and Birmingham City Hospital. The Sandwell General Hospital is in West Bromwich, I think. Yeah. Okay, so this is something that is just, it's still kind of breathtaking to comprehend because we see how it is over here. We see how bad it is over here. And now the UK is just taking that one extra step that we all wish would ever happen that would happen here, because in the country we're in, vaping is getting towards it's not looking good, guys. It's really looking bad because the FDA today actually gave their response to the judges with the PMTAs. So if you haven't looked into that, please do look into that. We're going to be talking about that very soon. And you might see that on Wednesdays with me and Sean. So make sure to tune in for that. But there's one little thing I wanted to point out from this article that we saw, which is it's kind of crazy. So they did like a kind of a statistic of the percentage of British adults who are using e-cigarettes. And back in 2018, it was 5.5% of UK adults were vaping. But now this year, it's actually gone up to 6.3% of British adults vaping. So it's just showing that more of how that country is promoting vaping, promoting that healthier lifestyle.
I think one of the other statistics that you should point out too, Corey, is that it says just over half, so 51.5% of those said that it was to help them quit smoking. So it shows you that the big majority of them chose to start vaping to quit smoking. You know what I mean? To choose that healthier alternative. And maybe like the other half, maybe they chose to vape instead of going down the cigarette route. And of course, you know, I would definitely rather someone vape than smoke. But
Yeah.
I'd rather you never do anything at all if you can.
You have to choose one.
Yeah.
If you want to see a good statistic that shows how many people are changing to vaping, look at sales loss for cigarette companies.
That's a great point, Clown. Great point.
And it just, what's happening in the UK with how much they're for vaping and how much they promote it as a healthier alternative to cigarettes, it's just outstanding. Because we all wish that people over here would have the same mindset, have the right idea of how to approach this and not go the way that they're going. And it's just crazy how a body of water, so many things can change with ideals and how things are approached with different countries having different opinions on vaping. It's one of those things where it's hard pill to swallow, but it's a great thing to kind of boost your morale a little bit, because it also gives you that hope of, if they're getting that much better over there, that hopefully some of that can sprinkle over here and we can start seeing positive stuff happen over here.
Yeah, and there's a little bit more to it even than just the shops. Like they're even fining people for even just smoking on the grounds. They allow vaping, but they're totally trying to eliminate smoking completely off of any hospital ground is what they're trying to aim for. They're promoting promoting vaping, and also like helping them with that alternative as well, because now they'll also have the vape shop there in the hospital. So of course, if their doctor were to say, you know, well, why don't you try vaping, they could literally go downstairs or wherever that shop's located and be able to talk to somebody and learn about that product or whatever. And I think like Corey said, I think this is definitely a huge win for, you know, everybody over there in the UK. This is definitely something I would wish to see happen, you know, here. But of course, you know, with the way things are, a lot of things would have to change. I mean, a lot before anything like that would be able to happen here in the States. But you know, this is wishful thinking. Hopefully we can take, like we've always said, hopefully we can take some of these things that are happening in some of these countries, like even where you're at up there in Canada, Overdrip. I know you guys have definitely a better look at vaping than we do out here in the States. So what's a little bit of your opinion on this?
I think he's frozen.
I think he froze.
Yeah.
Well, number one, I want to know. Can you hear me right now?
No, you're back. You're back. You're back.
You're back.
He's freezing
Okay.
here and there.
Yeah, I think I am for sure. So who's opening them though? Like, did the hospital just allow it to get opened there? Like, that's one question I have. Or did
they
they?
work-
It's their
Did
government, isn't it?
hospital
Yeah,
themselves?
E-Cig Wizard is a company that owns vape shops, and well, it's a vape shop company that they worked with these hospitals to open up shop inside of those hospitals
So
for.
they rented a space, or like you'd rent out a pharmacy space in like the hospital.
Yeah, I think they actually showed pictures of
What it
would-
is, it's the NHS is what's opening the shops.
Mhm.
So the let me see here.
National
So
Health
they, like,
Services.
Yeah,
Fire-
the actual National Health Services are what's opening the shop in partnership with the E-Cig Wizard. So
Okay.
E-Cig Wizard is the company they're allowing to have the shop that they want to open inside the hospitals. And it's only 2 as of now.
good.
Yeah, I think it's
I mean,
awesome.
I don't see how you could see a negative. The one thing that it's just, even where I live, right? Like, we have like public health care. We don't have privatized health care. And it's definitely not to that level here. But I can't see it being bad. Because like you said, you know, if you're there and you're sick from smoking, or you're sick from chewing tobacco or whatever, and you just can't seem a way, like there's no way for you to get off of it. You know, having vaping there and like educated people and shops in the hospital, it makes it not as difficult. You don't have to like go find a shop. Like, it literally would be your doctor, like, have you ever thought about using e-cigarettes? And then they'd be like, no. And then they go check it out. So, yeah, I think that that's pretty badass. The whole smoking near hospitals makes no sense. So, like, if you're allowed to vape, you know, like 9 meters away or
Yeah, because
whatever,
what
30
they did
feet.
is they turned all their smoking shelters that they had on the premises into vaping shelters. So what you do is, instead of, you know, going out there with all the smokers, you're going out there with just vapors to, you know, have your vape or whatever, and all the smokers they're not allowed on the premises at all, which I think's amazing, because there's nothing worse than, you know, having somebody walk out of the hospital, you know, with like some sort of, you know, emphysema or some sort of lung issue or something like that, and having someone just sit there and blow a cloud, or like even just cigarettes or anything. So having them away from like the doors, and even having cigarettes completely away, just kind of excludes that. And we've already seen the evidence that shows that secondhand vapors, there's practically no effects, at least from what
it doesn't exist.
at least from the studies that I have read personally. I haven't seen any harmful effects from secondhand vapor, even though even me as you know, a vapor, I'd choose to, you know, be courteous and blow downwards, or if the wind's blowing a certain way, I try to angle myself to where it's not blowing in people's faces, because that's also one way we can kind of help keep a positive light on this, is that we be respectful of the people around us.
Definitely.
For sure.
It's just called being a good person. Like, it's not that hard to be a good person. Like, people struggle with it apparently, but it's awesome that the UK is doing that. Hopefully it continues to grow there.
Yeah, and Vaping Irish actually makes a good point. He says it's going to earn the hospitals good money, because they can't sell cigarettes, can't be seen on the grounds at all either. But if they have a smoker visiting, they could be like, hey, well, you could pick up a vape. You know what I mean? So you can't smoke, so that's like even going to get the smoker coming in to even be visiting somebody or something like that. It's going to even kind of maybe put that idea in their head. Like, oh, well, hey,
opens that
the
opportunity.
hospital's promoting this. Well, maybe I should check this out. I think it's a great idea all around.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome. So, does anybody else have any other points on this that they want to make real quick, or should we kind of just cycle into, you know, some other topics for the night?
Yeah, I think we could just
I think we're good to go.
All right, guys. So, of course, you can check out that link. So, Liv, if you have that and you could post that for us, that'd be awesome. If you want to read up a little bit more on this, it is a pretty good little read. I read it a few times before the show started just to, kind of get a little bit of a grasp on it. And it's honestly, I think it's something great that they're doing out there in the UK. Of course, the UK has always kind of had a little bit of a head start on, the whole vaping legislation and stuff like that. They've been kind of setting the groundwork for a lot of people, and something that I hope we could do at some point, but all we got to do is just keep fighting, and hopefully we can make it there at some point, guys, because you keep working hard enough, we can make things happen. Anyways, Corey, I know you just got back from somewhere pretty exciting this weekend. I know the show, from what I hear, wasn't as packed or fan filled as most shows, but from what I hear, it was still a pretty enjoyable show for the most part.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was over in New York, Long Island, for NVE. It was kind of smack dab in the center of Long Island, and it was a nice area. It was right underneath the Coliseum where the Islanders used to play, so it was kind of a cool little area to see. Just like,
you said, it was like
hotel.
walking into like a vape dungeon.
Yeah, well, because the first day it was weird because we were looking for the entrance to the expo. So when we first walked there, we walked into the stadium because we thought, okay, maybe it was in there. But then they were like, oh no, you have to go walk down to those stairs over there, and you just look over this giant like walkway, and then you just see like black kind of like railings. So it's like, yeah, it's where the guy's standing, and the guy was standing right next to those railings. So you walk over there, and then it's literally a steep freaking staircase down to like looks like a dungeon. And you go down there and you do the whole go through the metal detector and all that stuff, and then you're able to get in. And it was a fun time. There wasn't a lot of consumers there. It was weird. So it felt like just a business to business for those 2 days, because everybody there was either working the booth or somebody who was and some kind of influencer or had some kind of relationship with a certain company to where they were either going there working for that booth or just going there just as a reviewer or something, just because it's in their local area. So I had a good time because it was good. It was nice to see all the people that I've grown relationships with over the time that I've been going to shows and all that stuff, and be able to see them, talk to them, hang out with them, kind of just catch up and all those things. But it was just, I've had a good time with it. It was almost, I wouldn't say it was as big as Connecticut. It had the space that was, it had enough vendors to like turn out. If people would have shown up, it would have turned out to be a pretty damn good expo, because there was a lot of juice vendors. There was a decent amount of CBD and all that stuff. It was a good mix of everything. That there was some hardware. The Modders Gallery was a lot better than I feel like an NVE in Connecticut, because it wasn't such a big space.
Who was all there in the Modders Gallery?
I know Stratum was there. I know the Stab Custom Mods, I think, was there. Matt Bennett from Bennett Tool Customs was there. The guys from Death Wish and then who else? Who else were they with? Crap. I've had a long day, so trying to get the memory to work right now is.
Well, that's still pretty cool, just from the few that you named. I did see some pretty cool pictures, and of course, us being part of the Discord, we kind of got like a little sneak peek, some behind the scenes stuff. Seeing them afterwards when they come back to the room and stuff like that. It was cool seeing all the pictures. Like, I seen that you guys got to meet Schmeider, man.
Yeah,
Mike Schmeider, and of course the Vaping Canadian Brian. I love that dude. I'm jealous that you guys got to hang out with them.
Yeah,
of course,
he hung out with us pretty much all weekend. He was where we hung out back at the room after the show, and we were all just chilling, drinking. It was just a great time.
It's awesome, man.
I saw pictures that British Eyes Only was out there. Did you get to meet the guy?
Yeah,
get to see
last
the coils
night,
in person.
He actually stayed in our room last night because we had a little bit too much, so we didn't want him to drive, so he just roomed in with us for the night. So that was fun. We were up till I think the first night we were up till 3 in the morning. End up sitting outside because it was nice. The weather there was nice because it was nice and it was warm during the day, but where you were, there was still a breeze, so it wasn't seem like you were just sitting there sweating the whole time. But then at night, it was comfortable because you still had that same breeze and you didn't have the sun beating down on you. So the weather, I
Nice.
couldn't ask for anything better. And the people that I met there, the people that I was able to talk to again, I wouldn't ask for anything different with that because I may have not like gone there and purchased a lot of stuff, but I went there for just seeing my friends. That's what I wanted mostly out of that show.
That's
And it
what
was a
we
great
turned
time.
expos into.
Yeah, it's like I've been to enough expos to where it's like I won't say nothing surprises me of like who's there anymore, but most of the people that are there are vendors that I've usually have seen at other shows. But I just go to these shows now just to interact with people that I haven't seen in months or people that I've talked to on YouTube or Instagram through months on end. And
Well, here's my
You know,
question.
build and add to relationships and friendships. Like that's
yeah,
a lot of fun, I'm sure, just doing that stuff.
yeah.
My question is, anybody recognize you? Anybody come up and say like, "Oh, hey, it's Poonsauce McNasty"?
Yeah, it's weird still. It's a weird kind of feeling, especially when people that are out there that have kind of a name in this industry that do that. Like Tony B walks up behind me, puts his hand on my shoulder, he's like, Poon Sauce McNasty, how you doing, brother? And everything. I'm like, holy shit, Tony, what's up, man?
Did you ever think that you'd
I love
go out in the world
everyone will have
and everybody would know that your name is Poonsauce McNasty?
Well, it's kind of one of those names that you can't forget because it's either
It's almost
You're
like McLovin.
Yeah.
saying it, questioning why you just said it, or while you're saying it, you just kind of gag a little bit because it's just one of those things. But it was a great time. It was honestly like for how not busy it was, I still had a blast.
That's awesome, dude. I'm jealous. I kind of wish I would have been able to make it out there. I know.
Oh yeah.
I know. You said you picked up some juice and some quarrels and some cool stuff like that. I'm just excited that you got to hang out with everybody, man, because that's like the thing that I look forward to. The only shows that come out to me soon is ECC Ontario, and from what I understand, a whole lot of people aren't going to be going to that show.
Nick actually might be going up there, so he's not gonna have a booth, but he'll be there.
Well, there you go.
That's
Who
what he
knows?
said.
You might
So
see Mr. Grim Green there. But yeah, from what I understand, a lot of people aren't making it out there. I think they've kind of rubbed people a little the wrong way with the last few expos that they've done. And I
Yeah.
gotta understand it. So we'll see what happens. I'll still be there because it's a local show. I know I'm really kind of excited for Vape Expo in Vegas.
hold on, before we go further, Rob Jones had the best comment all of it because he thinks the root beer guy was the hit of the entire show, and I want to 100% agree because there was this booth in the show like set up next to some vendors, and it was just literally you spend $15 like I think there was like 3 different sizes of glass, like metal glasses, like these are metal glasses. You could either buy a small, like a medium one, or you get the double barrel, which is the giant ass one. And they had like 6 or 7 flavors of root beer. You buy this for $15, the double barrel, and then you have free refills for the rest of the show, like Saturday and Sunday. That's like, how can you not do that?
Well, considering it's like $7 for a bottle of water, absolutely. Like,
Yeah, dude.
how could you not go?
It's a steal.
That's legit. Dave Satek says, I like how everybody has an Independent Vapor Co. hat except for Poonsauce. Or he actually says Dunkel Croy.
I don't wear hats that often.
I know you got
That's what
one,
I
dude.
commented.
Yeah, I do.
Vaping Irish says
I have a weird
he
shaped
gags halfway through saying Corey.
Yeah, Irish can't say my actual name, but I think when he says Poonsauce, he gets chubby in the
Gets
shorts.
happy.
I don't know.
Oh man. So what we're gonna I got a kind of a little fun topic for us to talk about today. It was actually kind of brought up in our Ohmies chat earlier, as it was actually kind of a title idea, but I was like, you know what, it's more, I think it'd be kind of better as a topic. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of do like fruits or custards, like which do we prefer and why, or like why we prefer one over the other, or is there a certain time of day we like one or over the other? And we'll just kind of pass it around, talk about it, just because I think this is just a cool little topic. I know at least most of us here vape a little bit of everything. At least some of us are a little bit heavier on this other side than the other, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to Poonsauce. So, dude, what's your take on this? Like, because I know you enjoy a good custard vape from time to time, and I know you like your fruit vapes.
So for me, it mostly depends on like the time of year, because I live in Chicago. Winter it gets freaking cold, and the summer it gets hot as shit. So in the summer you like the fruitier, refreshing kind of vapes and all that stuff, but in the winter you want those like kind of the savory, custardy, desserty kind of vapes that kind of make you feel all cozy inside. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how it makes me feel. So I would. It's hard for me to choose if I had to pick one.
Stop being so wishy-washy. Come on.
Being wishy-washy.
It's not so much one or the other. We're just talking about like why we would vape one at a certain time, or is like you said, during the wintertime you might vape something a little bit different than you do in the summertime. So like, explain, dude. Elaborate.
Well, but there is times that I do custom in the summer too. It depends on what I'm in the mood on for that day. That's the thing. So it's like if I find something like I haven't had this in a while.
Okay, Corey. So what kind of custards do you like? Let's make it simpler. What kind of custards do you like?
Okay. I'm beating around the bush here.
Dunkel Croy.
So, like Chris's vanilla custard's freaking awesome. Like I have to give it that one. It kind of changed my opinion on custards a little bit because I was so used to like the overly sweet like custards out there. So some of them have so much sweetener in it to where it's like you go through like 10, 15 mils of it and your cotton and your coils look like they just got destroyed. And you're sitting there like, well, I have another almost 100 mils of this stuff to go. I'm gonna have to re-wick and put new coils in probably like 5 more times until you finish that bottle. So Chris's vanilla custard kind of changed how I feel about custards because I went through like 2 weeks of vaping it, and then I look at it and they're still like clean. I'm like, a custards could still be this good, and I don't have to re-wick 5 times in like a week. I'll take it.
You're welcome, Corey.
I will add to
money.
that statement about cotton changing. When I was on DIY down under a couple weeks ago, and they know I make commercial juices, they're like, so do commercial juices all have that much sweetener? I was like, not mine.
I just read on my Lantis chat. He says you should have named this episode "Beating Around the Bush" with Uncle Croy. So what about you, Clown? We'll go ahead and we'll change it up to you, and we'll come back to you, Corey. Give you some more time to think.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
I know he made the whole statement of seasonal stuff, and I am not a believer of seasonal stuff. I don't do shit seasonally. Like I know, like within the world of beers, you do IPAs in the summer, porters, and stouts in the winter. I do stouts mostly all year round because IPAs aren't my thing, and I like stouts. But bringing it back, like honestly, I would lean more custards because I'm more of a dessert guy. I like that kind of situation more over fruits, even though a nice fruit vape here and there isn't like the worst thing ever. But yeah, I go custards. They're nice, creamy, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I agree with the Overdrip is a pretty good custard.
Well, thanks, guys.
Very nice.
They didn't survive, just saying.
So where you at on the fruit game though, Clown? Like what? This is kind of more so where I'm getting at. Like, are there certain fruits that you don't do, or like maybe even certain types of custards that you don't do?
Well, let me see. Custard wise, I think I don't know. On both, I need to explore a bit more. I'm more like I was saying, I'm more dessert heavy. So I'm more into like cakes and pies and all that kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
And then custards, I've not done enough. The couple I've had were kind of okay. Overdrips was good, but like I've had like a banana custard, it was okay. Like he was saying, it's overly sweetened. It's one of those things of it's very off-putting. Like I don't like overly sweetened things. I don't really do sugar all that much to begin with.
Gotcha.
So So there's that. But on fruits, I've found a couple that I like. Like right now, I've been digging on this guy from Ripe. But even then, like it still falls within like that level of too sweet.
Yeah, that's
But it's
pretty
Fuji
sweet.
melons. Yeah, it still falls on like it's too sweet. Like I make one fruit flavored for like my line, and it's mostly just because somebody asked for it, and it just kind of was created
It's
out of
good
that.
too.
Otherwise, it
I
probably
like
wouldn't
it.
exist. Yeah, you like it. I've been told it tastes like Capri Sun, so I'll take that.
Ooh, Capri Sun. So if you like
It tastes
that,
like
try it out.
it's like a peach Capri Sun that's like a peach fruit cocktail.
I believe that's
That's what I
available.
that's what I get.
I
It's
believe
good.
it's available at clownvapes.com. So definitely go check that out. Do it.
Shameless box.
We got to,
I
bro.
appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it seriously. But yeah, again, like that one was just born out of somebody asking me for a fruit flavor. I personally, I probably wouldn't have done that on my own. You know,
Interesting, interesting. So where are you at with this, Chris? Because I know I know how you are about the custards, obviously, but I also know that you're pretty heavy in the fruit game as well. Because me and you have we have a lot of favorite juices. Like a lot of our juices that we like are pretty similar.
It's true. You know what? I'm like clown. Like, there's not a time of year. I don't care. Like, I'll vape whatever. Like, I'll vape blast stuff in January when it's like minus 20 degrees
Year
Celsius, which is
round,
pretty
bro.
cold.
Year round,
You know,
bro.
like it's good. I mean, I do have like my favorites. I got like desserts and coffees. I think that those are my favorites. If I made like a top 10 list of juices that I vape, like probably six plus would be desserts or custards, and there'd be some fruit because blast off is delicious.
Yeah.
And there's a few ones that I really like. So yeah, for me, it's more like time of day. Like I won't really vape a fruit until after I've like had breakfast and had a coffee and whatever else. But like I'll totally like vape custard right after getting up, and I'm out with my dog. I'll be vaping like a vanilla custard or peanut butter custard or butterscotch, whatever, or something like that. I also really enjoy desserts. It doesn't always have to have custard in it. I enjoy like lots of donut vapes, cake vapes, like Clown was saying. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like all over the map. For me, it's
oh yeah,
more some builds that I won't put certain juice in, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to be another dessert. I just might not put it in. Like I might not put like a strawberry cupcake in something that I would, and I'll put a vanilla custard in there, and it'll be like fairly hot,
Yeah.
110 watts or something like that on a 0.12, 120 watts. Like certain juices don't do that good there, so that'll dictate what I vape. Not this season. So I enjoy everything. The only thing that I'm not huge on is cereal vapes. There's a couple cereal vapes that I've tried that are like pretty decent, but nothing that I've ever like thought was awesome.
Cereal vapes are hard to do because if they're not done right, you can really taste that they're artificial. Like tasting, it's weird. It's like you taste like chemically kind of stuff going on there. It's like I know there's some people who like where they make like a Fruity Pebbles vape, and sometimes they say it tastes like lemon pledge or something like that. It's weird.
that's because they add like a bit of a lemon hint to it to give it that tanginess,
Yes.
but it overpowers so
And it
hard that it
makes
has that lemon
everything
pledge.
taste the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Almost every cereal vape that I've had has that lemony type flavor to it, and it's
yeah,
overpowering, and I don't like it. For me
yeah.
personally, like on the whole custard and like fruit game, I'm kind of like Clown and Overdrip too. It doesn't really matter what's hot because obviously it's hot as hell out here right now. It was literally like 105 today, at the hottest, and I'm still rocking that vanilla custard heavy. Like it's literally all I vape in my pod system. Vanilla custard. Period. 12 milligram vanilla custard, Caliburn, Frenzy, Orion, Infinite, any pod system. 12 milligram vanilla custard is just my jam. But like obviously you guys see I vape a lot of fruit stuff too. Like anywhere from mango, melon stuff to citrus to every now and then I might even throw like an apple or something in there. But I've noticed a lot lately. I've been hanging out around with a lot of citrus type stuff. Like citrus has been like my weakness lately. Not like
James.
citrus by itself, but stuff with like hints of citrus in it. I'm like super digging right now.
Because stuff with citrus, you
Anarchist
have
pink
to give it
lemonade is
that extra pop.
I know. I need to
Like
get me
you're
a
in like a
bottle.
hot day and you get that citrus. It's like you just went to the fridge after like being outside working all day. It had that like that ice cold drink. That's what it reminds me of, like with citrus with the heat and all that. So it's like it's all for me. Again, it's all situational. Where if you go with depending on what kind of flavor, if it's a custard or a fruit, because you can be having one of those days to where you're just like a laid back and you want to sit there and have a nice little savory custard, and then you want a nice refreshing, or like how James would say, something citrusy. It would be good if like you're outside working or you're in the heat, and it's just something that would get that satisfaction part of it to me. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, I think there's a lot of people that feel that same way. For me, though, that doesn't really matter to me. Like, it could be cold as anything. I'll vape last time. No problems. It tastes delicious. That's really all I care about. Like, if I'm having a coffee, then yeah, like I will still vape a fruit with a coffee. But if I have another setup going with a dessert or a custard, like I'll vape that because it goes better with the coffee, and I enjoy coffee. So, like, that's how I roll. I don't really know if I have a favorite though, because if you started to ask people like, what's your favorite fruit juice and what's your favorite dessert juice, I don't know, man. I'm definitely not one of those people that I could say right away.
Yeah. I will say, you were talking about vaping outside, even if it's cold. A nice menthol when it's cold is really, really cool. I don't know why, but I like that sensation because it's cold air. The
I
menthol
don't know
just
what it is,
amplifies it.
man. It's so crazy.
So amazing.
It's crazy for me because I was a menthol smoker. Like, you'd always catch me with a pack of menthol cigarettes, whether it was like Camel Wide. Once I found Camel Wide menthols, bro, that's when it really got bad. Yeah. Dude,
Same here.
It's terrible.
Camel Wides.
Dude, Camel Wides was the end. But
2 packs a day, bro.
I started
Look at
vaping on menthol flavors. Like Naked Brain Freeze was one of the first liquids that really got me off of vaping. It was just because it had that nice fruit flavor with just just enough menthol to where it wasn't like super crazy. But now I try to vape menthol stuff, and I just can't. I can't do it, man. There's certain ones I can do, but there's certain ones that I can't. It has to be like just a light hint. It can't be too overpowering.
I really think it's got to be a combination of, since it's what you used to smoke, maybe your mind just doesn't want to go back to that.
Well, that too, because I can't vape any tobacco flavors either.
Yeah, I can't do tobacco at all. I've tried and it all tastes disgusting to me.
I can do tobaccos if there's like a million other things.
Like, it can't be a straight tobacco. Yeah, if it's like a blend of some sort.
I can't even do that. I've done like a vanilla something tobacco, and I'm like, no.
Those are the only kind of tobaccos that I can actually tolerate, like the ones where it's like either a custody tobacco or like a transistor has one where it's a mixed berry tobacco. Anything like straight tobacco to me just tastes like dirt and like wet leaves. It's just weird. I can't do it.
Well, anyway.
Just one last like quick.
No,
thing
yeah,
I
dude.
just want to say. The thing about tobaccos for me, okay, I don't know what it was, but like I like the taste of smoke. I don't know why. I just did. But I think it was because I knew what I got out of it, so it tasted good because I knew that in a second I'd feel good because I get nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
So the hardest part is like, how could they ever create a tobacco vape that tastes like tobacco? Because unless you were eating cigarettes, there's always going to taste like raw tobacco, right? Like that's why I don't understand.
Like, it's not going to taste like burnt tobacco. Like,
no. And then if you had that choice, why on earth would you do it?
I get you.
I'll say this much. I used to do piping tobacco, and like a lot, like it was like a vanilla, like a French vanilla blend, because he used to do like blended flavored tobaccos. And like for piping tobacco, I could kind of see the similarities because it's a lot more wetter than like a cigarette. But I don't know about like trying to like replicate a cigarette to vape. That just comes off a little weird.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, James. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just trying to pick up because I got there's a little bit of a lull. Sometimes you just gotta say something and then just figure out where to go from there. At least that's what I do, guys. But yeah, like when it comes to juices, I'm all over the place, man. I really am. I like my desserts. I like my fruits. It just, it depends on the mood, like Corey says. Like right now, I've got a bunch of fruits, but then I've got this random custard thrown in there. So like, if you guys want to throw in out there and chat, well, like what types of stuff you guys like to vape on? Like, what are some of your favorites? I know I did see some people that say if they only had custard, they'd be cool with that. And you know what? If all I had was this custard, oh yeah, I'd be straight. I'd be good. I could vape that shit all day. All day.
It's funny you say that. Like up until meeting you guys in the Discord group, I was pretty much like stuck on my own DIY stuff. And there were some like profiles I came up with that I could just live on for the rest of my life.
Oh, I could imagine, dude.
Since meeting you guys, you've expanded my likes and this and that. So it's kind of expanded that whole ideology a little bit.
I know, we're kind of a blessing and a curse, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. Ruby 21 is all I gotta say.
Finding new stuff,
right? Dude, trust me, Clown, you are not gonna regret it, bro. This thing is a banger.
It's already been ordered. I'm just waiting for it to be shipped. I'm like, damn, Kennedy ship.
Yeah, what'd you get? Did you get a copper?
I got the black
Copper, brass.
Oh snap! He went one step above me. That's the way to do it, bro. I kind of wish I would have got the black coated, but I just couldn't wait. I had to get my hands on one, and I was like, you know what? I could deal with copper. Worst comes to worst, I can get it coated later. But yeah, dude, it's a banger for sure. Really dig that thing. Addy Tooney says, I like plain, spicy, fruity, plain, spicy, dessert, and fruit custard. Ooh.
What does he mean?
All around the custards.
Tooney is he's a DIY guy too, so
yeah,
probably like heavy cinnamon or something, like a red hot custard,
like something with nutmeg in it. Or I don't know.
Tooney, was it? Expand on this idea,
dude. That like, have you guys ever heard of that nata, the Portuguese custard tart?
No.
Heard of that?
No.
I remember seeing like some YouTubers vape it like in the past, but I had it before I saw them with it, and it's like a cinnamon custard tart. It's actually pretty good.
It sounds pretty good.
See, it's like, the cinnamon's there, but it's not too much.
See, and that's the thing with me and cinnamon. Like, I like certain, like, Paramon. That's one that I like. It's like a cinnamon, pear, ricotta cheese, creaminess. It's really good. The cinnamon has to be done right. If it's got too much and it, like, burns, like, because there's certain times that, like, certain cinnamons, like, I'll vape them and, like it hits my throat wrong. You know what I mean? And I can't vape it. And it's just got to be the right amount.
You'll like knuckle it, you'll be like, oh my god, is this just all cinnamon?
Addy Tooney said not a yum from Canada, Chris, is what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
not
there you
Canadian.
Go. And that's why I probably had it first.
Yeah.
I just read chat, and apparently Vaping Irish just accused Dan of licking chickens.
Stop licking chickens. That's why they keep trying to cross the road to get away from that was almost like a little dad joke.
Dan also, of course, replies, "Don't tell me my business, devil woman." Dan, we miss you. We can't wait to have you back in 2 weeks. Just saying. Speaking of that, where the hell are my batteries?
Oh man. So we got about 10 more minutes left. So what we should do, Corey, you got your what's in the news coming up this week with Mr. Sean Typhon, aka the Angry Hippie. Not only your co-host.
You guys haven't watched the thing that just happened in California. We're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be breaking it down for you guys, kind of telling you our thoughts, things that we heard that either we liked, we disliked heavily. And yeah, we're going to dig deep into it, so stay tuned for that. This Saturday, I got my What's Your Story, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, that's all I got, really.
Story. Are you going to tell us?
Do you have a guest for this Saturday? Do you know who it is?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
So
stay tuned for that, ladies and gents. What about you there, Mr. Clown? You guys got the podcast coming? You got a vlog coming this week?
We got vape radio stuff. You guys want to check out the Wolf Bite? Go over there. We're on noon CST on Saturdays and repeats at 9 on Sundays. The blog will be canceled this week because I have a dentist appointment that I completely forgot about
Ooh.
until they sent me the reminder the other day, and I'm
Dude,
like, oh,
I hate
okay,
the dentist,
whatever.
bro. I do not envy
Yeah,
you.
it's just a cleaning. That's honestly it. I did. Toonie did reply, and he said bakery spices like pumpkin spice or eggnog spice.
Oh,
So,
dude, pumpkin spice custard. Toonie, we might have
oh
to
yeah,
talk, bro. Because if you've got one of
yeah.
those, if you've got a recipe, I might need to.
Toonie, I need
Yeah.
your ELR so I could just steal some recipes.
I don't mix
Knows what I'm
personally,
talking
but
about.
I need to try that because that sounds delish.
I don't think that Addy Tooney has recipes on there under his own name. Like the only
Yeah.
ones I've ever seen are ones that Fresh 03's posted,
Freshy
like Addy's
pies.
yogurt, custard.
He
I
keeps
love
them in.
Freshy
He
pies
has them
is
in
his
his
name.
secret black book.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he has them all written down.
It's
It's just
Toonie
Toonie
on
on
ERL.
ERL.
He says,
All right,
or
cool.
ELR.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, I might. That sounds delicious.
If you want a DIY, seriously, ELR, check it out. It's an
it's-
awesome site.
It literally has breakdowns of all the flavorings. So like if you're stuck on a flavor and you want to get the right strawberry for it, you can like read people's like notes, like basically
Mhm.
the breakdown of what they taste when they taste it,
Or
how
other
much,
people,
all those things.
or the comment of other people that have tried other people's recipes. They'll actually leave comments of, "Well, I changed this, I did this." It's like the coolest thing ever.
Very
Love that whole-
nice.
And it'll tell you like if you can sub certain flavors. Like some people might be like, oh, I don't have Capella, whatever, and they'll be like, I have Flavor West. Can I use this? And there'll be people that'll weigh in. It's a really really helpful community. It's a cool place to hang out.
Yeah,
Speaking
and
of which, I need to get some vape train.
yeah, and like what El Moylantis said, he said, Addy Tooney, I haven't tried a good pumpkin spice juice yet. I'm a basic bitch who likes him some pumpkin spice. I'll second that, dude, for sure. There's no Dan this week. But, of course, before we actually get into that, I'm going to tell you guys I got a couple updates this week. I've got a review coming up on Wednesday. Like I said, for the Jackaroo, did a little bit of a torture test on this thing. Kind of threw it around a little bit, dunked it in some water, kicked it around in some dirt and stuff like that. And, I guess that kind of ruins it, but it's still working so far. But, yeah, definitely check that out. That's going to be going up tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Wednesday. And then we'll be back Friday. You can join me, my man Overdrip right here, and of course Sean Typhon for the green room. I don't know. I'm gonna work on a guest for us this week, maybe. So who knows? There might be a fourth little window with someone's face in it on the show this Friday. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, you guys will catch us here on Friday, but we're not gonna leave you guys without something to end the night. I know Dan's not here, but I took it upon myself this week, guys, to go out there and find you a pretty damn good dad joke, and I think it's funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and just roll it. So if you guys like it, one in chat. If you don't like it, don't do anything.
One in chat.
Yeah, one in chat. Okay, so here we go. Said, why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna give that a 1.
Bam. I like it. I think that was good.
That
Made you
dad
think for a
level
second,
right there.
did it?
Dad level.
Oh,
Dude,
geez.
legit dad level, right? I liked it. I thought it was funny.
God.
Dan, what'd you think? Did you like it, bro? I hoped you like it. Because
He was outstanding in his field.
I try not to do too many dad jokes because I don't want to steal Dan's thunder. But I gotta say that like the two that I've given, that I've actually said the whole joke, I think they were winners. They were winners.
It
I'm
might
just
be the
saying,
best
you bring
you
up the bar, and then Dan has to come back.
Yeah,
to
and
it.
then he's got to come back with a banger. So let's see if he can do it. Dan, we're holding you to it, bro. 2 more weeks, we better have the best dad joke in Ohmies history, bro. So you better write one. That's what we need.
challenge accepted right now.
Yeah, I bet. He's like, don't take my job, James. The only thing I got. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I had to do it one time. Of course, guys, before we end the show, I want to do shout out our amazing sponsors. So you're going to get the bumpers one more time. Shout outs to OPMH, for OPMH project for holding it down with the fountain, Watson, and the Real Deal Custard. We are glad to announce our sponsor, our partnership. I can't talk right now. Partnership with OMPH. Like I told you guys at the beginning, anything new coming our way from OMPH, you guys will be finding out about right here first, because we'll be getting our hands on it and letting you guys know about it. Of course, big shout outs to them. You can also grab a hold of some of that, delicious fountain liquid over on independentvaporcompany.com and take care. Jeez, I'm trying to talk too fast or something. Take advantage of that Ohmies 20 code to get you 20% off your entire order. Yeah, you can grab up some of that fountain. You can grab up some of the delicious Parade Maker, that hazelnut toffee sugar cookie, which is one of my all-time favorites. So definitely go check them out and all that good stuff. And with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it. We got a few more minutes, but it's cool. We're just gonna end it this week, and we'll catch you guys next Monday for another episode. It'll be episode 12. Who knows, we might even have a guest for you guys next Monday. We'll see. We're gonna work on it. So with that being said, guys, sending out all those positive vibes, crisp high fives your way, and as always, let's vape on, Ohmies.